Hi, my name is Laura Bennett. We are here today at Eloisa Organic Farm, and we are going to go ahead and make a Radicchio Peach Basil Caesar salad. But what I want to highlight in this salad is really how to utilize bitter greens by adding in a ton of sweet fruits and good fats and nice proteins. And right now it is stone fruit season. We have so many apricots and peaches and nectarines available to us that I can't not make this salad. And Radicchio is still available at markets. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. So you can really make this salad with whatever greens you want. If you have just a ready prepared salad mix, you can use that. If you have lettuce, you can use that. But I really am a fan of Radicchio. And Radicchio is also one of those greens that likes to be torn. One thing you want to notice with Radicchio when you're utilizing it is that this white stem material, a lot of people think that this is the part of the leaf that's kind of the stem, that you don't want to eat this part. This is actually the best part of the leaf. This is the thickest, crunchiest part of the leaf that is going to have all your sugars in it. It's actually the red outer parts of the leaves that are going to have more of that bitter flavor, and those white bits are going to carry that sweet crunch. So definitely keep those in your salad. A lot of times when you're tossing a salad together, once you add that dressing in and toss it around, it kind of wilts down a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and add a little bit more of our greens in, knowing that they will kind of shrink in size a bit. All right, and while I go ahead and prepare kind of all of the toppings that we're going to add into this salad, I'm going to go ahead and dress our Radicchio leaves and let it sit in that dressing. Little bit about dressing. I find that often people feel like if you're going to make a fancy salad, you have to make your own dressing. And I will say it is really easy to make your own dressing. You can do whatever you want. You just need an oil, some kind of acid, if that's lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, whatever it is, and salt and pepper, and that's really it. So as easy and quick as it is to make your own dressing, no shame in just buying the dressing that you like. I am a big fan of creamy dressings, and I know that I eat a lot more salads if I just have the dressing that I love on hand. This is a really common dressing at the store. You know, you can get whatever dressing you like. And for today, I'm going to go ahead and use a Caesar dressing. I really love Caesar dressing, but I also love Trader Joe's carries a really nice tahini dressing. But this combination, specifically Radicchio, peaches, basil, also lends itself really well to like balsamic dressings. All those flavors go really well together. So anytime I'm making a salad, I basically have the same structure that I'm going to use. I've got a green, and I've got an herb, I've got a fruit, and then I've got nuts and cheese as kind of the two fats that I'm going to use. So today we're going to use a bunch of fresh basil, and when I say a bunch of fresh basil, I mean the entire bunch of fresh basil. A lot of people will go ahead and remove leaf by leaf and keep those leaves nice and whole. That's more often what I do when I'm making a meal for other people and I want it to present well. But this is what I do when I'm cooking at home for myself and I want all of that nice flavor in there. I really just roll that whole bunch up and chop it all the way down. I'm not worried about stems that are in there. You really never notice them. And that is how you're gonna get a salad that is really infused. I know it looks like a lot of basil. We're used to using really small amounts of herbs in what we do. But this is part of what marries that bitter flavor in the Radicchio together. We need a lot of sweetness, a lot of fats, a lot of potent herbs, and a good dressing. Okay, so now we have our herbs and our dressing in with our greens, and then we're just gonna go ahead and kind of get all of the toppers together. So I've got some walnuts for the nuts here. You can use whatever you like, Oregon hazelnuts, almonds, pecans, and I just give them a rough chop. And then we'll go ahead and chop a couple peaches up. I often find when I'm making a salad that has a lot of these different elements, I will often just toss it all together, but almost always all that good stuff just sinks to the bottom. And so I usually just get those herbs, the dressing, and the greens together, and then I go ahead and plate that and put all your extra good stuff on top. Okay. The last thing that I normally add into our greens and toss up is a little bit of cheese. I really like a salad that can serve as its own meal, and cheese is a really good way to just bulk something up, as well as the nuts to really make it super savory. But we'll go ahead and just top ours at the end, just leave cheese optional for any dairy-free folks. So we'll go ahead and plate. To some of you, this might look like a lot on a plate, but for all of us farmers out there, if you want a big salad after a long work day, this is definitely what you need. I'm gonna go ahead and get some cheese in there. Get some of our peaches. Those crumbled walnuts. And then today I just have some store-bought croutons, but I just wanted to add two. It's really easy to make your own croutons, either by buying a bag of just plain dried bread cubes, or using old bread that you've got in your cupboard. And that is it. At this time of year, you're opening up your CSA box and you might be getting a bunch of herbs every single week. And maybe you're used to just using, a couple leaves of those herbs, a couple stems of your basil in a caprese salad, and you don't know, how do I use up the rest of that bunch of basil before it goes bad? Or how do I use up this entire bunch of parsley before it goes bad? Salads are a really great way to utilize your herbs. You can go ahead and put almost equal amounts greens and herbs into a salad, and you'd be surprised that it's really not overwhelming. It really marries perfectly. You also might have a CSA that comes with stone fruit, and we all are used to just picking up a peach and just eating it as is. But another really great way to enjoy stone fruit season here in the Pacific Northwest is to really load your salads up. You can get a ton of fruit in there. Salads really don't need to be just that, romaine lettuce, cherry tomato combination. They can have all of this good stuff in there, and I think we all would eat more salads if we put more of that good stuff in. A lot of times when you get your CSA box and you get some sort of bitter green, and it's kind of like that homework assignment vegetable, how do I utilize this frisee endive or an escarole or dandelion greens or radicchio or whatever it happens to be. Bitter to a lot of people means bad. And in reality, we love bitter things. We love things like coffee that are super bitter, but what do we put in them? We put sugar and cream. We put a fat and a sugar in there. And so anytime you get those bitter greens in your CSA box, you can go ahead and make a salad like this that utilizes a lot of natural sugars in fruits and good fats in those cheeses, nuts, and dressings. And I really promise it will be a favorite.